I think it's more of an evolution than a response. I mean, we've gone from midseason where we're losing games by 1 goal to now we're not losing, we're winning and drawing, and obviously, we had given up some late leads that cost us points, and as I said, cost us being in the postseason. But we can't lose sight of the fact that we have 21 points in the last 12 games. That's as good as anybody in the league during this stretch of games, and yet it should have been more. It should have been another 6 to 8 points more. But I was really pleased with a lot of things. Obviously, our defending was excellent. That team's given a lot of opponents problems in the attack, and I thought we completely shut down their attack. They had 2 shots in the first half, none on goal. And our group looked organized. We had a good plan how to, kind of limit their key attackers, and guys did an excellent job. I was really pleased that we were patient in the second half. We've had a lot of good first halves, and then it fizzles out in the second half. And I thought today we were patient. We kept doing the right things, and obviously the first goal came. And then we didn't stop. We didn't get nervy or didn't get reactionary. We kept playing, and the second goal came as well. And I was really pleased with the last 10 minutes, the way we managed the game. We spent a lot of time this week talking about those situations and had to do a better job, slowing tempo, killing the game, and doing the right thing, keeping the ball, being patient, keeping our shape. And I thought all those things we did at the end of the game, and that's what good teams do. And lastly, I was just really pleased overall with the motivation of the group. I told them before the game that even though our postseason hopes were dead for this year, that if they were winners individually, that they would bring the right stuff today. Because if you're a winner, you show up no matter what the motivation is, extrinsically. Because intrinsically, always the best players, they play to win no matter what. And so that was good to see. And then I also told them that if they're on board with our long-term purpose here, which is to be a champion, then again they would play like that today, and I thought they did.
He actually just answered my question, so yeah.
Let's do the back.
Coach, how happy were you to see Matar? Because he's had so many chances, and he just seemed to knock that door down.
Yeah, real pleased to see him come into the game and look lively, look like the player that we, signed and thought he could, be that type of guy that's scoring goals and setting up guys and sharp on the ball, clever, busy, and I thought he showed especially the busyness, and we have to give him time. He came mid-season. It's a hard adjustment for a foreign player to come mid-season. You see it all over the league in every team when those summer signings come in. So it was good to see him show that spark that we thought he could have. Because we need our wingers to score goals, and we need them to chip in assists. So it was great for him to produce today. And obviously, if we're creating the right 1-2 in every position in our depth chart, then there's going to be some tough decisions moving forward, and that's what we want. So that was nice to see. Also, Aloy getting the shutout, clean sheet for the first time. He deserved that.
Back to Nick in the back.
Coach, how impressive have you been with all the guys, including like Mokhtar and then Diaz and Room coming in here and getting integrated in the squad? What kind of spark has that brought to you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at the season, I look at it in three basically phases, and it's actually pretty normal if you look at kind of the stages of a team development. There was a stage at the start of the year, kind of forming and feeling things out and building off the past, and we were 4-1-1 at the top of the table, and then there was definitely a period of storming. Where now we made some moves, and you're always going to take steps back in that, stage where you're making moves, getting rid of guys, adding guys, knowing what you want. There's a period too of, I think, frustration as well with transition from my end and their end, right? That's very normal in the stages of team development and transition. And then the third phase is obviously now norming, and we're in that stage, and the fourth is performing, and I think we're I think we're still entering that stage, you know, and I think today, obviously, we made a statement that we're starting to enter that performing stage, where now we're gonna be flying. And I think if you look at the last stretch of games, there have been a lot of positives, some great results. I mean, going on the road, New York Red Bull, going on the road, Atlanta. This result was certainly due, and those are three of the best teams in the league. So that shows that we're capable, and we're just the tip of the iceberg right now, guys. We're just scratching the surface. We're gonna get better. We're gonna keep adding pieces. I'm gonna keep, grinding on the mentality, the winning mentality, which I always do over time. And I thought the guys looked tough today. I was really pleased. You have to be tough mentally and physically to be, consistently a winning team. I thought we showed those ingredients today.
There was a play, I think 81st minute, a small thing. Booba goes up against Shabelko, heads the ball out. Just, a simple, dangerous ball, but a simple play made. They looked more confident in the back line tonight. Do you think that's part of you guys were able to get the second goal, but also a step in the right direction for the mentality?
Yeah, continuity. We've had more continuity in this last stage, which again, in that middle phase, the storming, we played 17 different back lines. We had guys calling on Gold Cup. We had guys dropping like flies left and right and central, and that always gets lost. No one's looking back on the lineups, but if you look back on the lineups, you'll see basically it's a different lineup every week, and it's hard to implement really any kind of clear identity, consistent identity, and to implement your full system unless you have all the cogs in the wheel, the spokes in the wheel working. And I think that we were in every game, but there was no cohesiveness. In this last stage, we've had a lot of cohesiveness. Some of those guys that have played obviously didn't expect to play, but we've played Booba, I think 9 games now, 8 starts, 9 games. Connor Maloney, 7, 8? Yeah. So even with guys that are maybe second, third guys, having continuity means more confidence, more cohesiveness, more belief. Those little connections, the understanding, the chemistry is better. That's key to winning. You look at Philly, why were they good this year? They stayed healthy for the most part, and they had a very consistent lineup week in, week out. And all the little train behavior that you implement week to week to week and month to month, now those connections become clear, and the understanding and the cohesiveness, and that's a big part of winning games.